Happy birthday, missing a few cards. That's what this puzzle is. Happy birthday, missing a few cards. And it's by FullDeck and missing a few cards, which may make you go, what? How could a birthday that's for missing a few cards puzzle that what has been, what, huh? When people will create as a collaborative team, quite often anything they create, whether one person or both of them create it, they will publish under the collaborative name. And that is what is happening here. So, yes, this is a birthday puzzle that has been created probably just by FullDeck. I don't know for sure, for missing a few cards. And because they always set collaboratively and they release as a collaborative team, it's released under both names. That's just the way that works. And if you're going to make a puzzle for a math professor, what are you going to put in it? Math. How are you going to make BremSter happy? Math. So yeah, let's have a look at this one, shall we? And try and celebrate missing a few cards birthday. So what do we have in this puzzle? We have math. We have killer and little killer. So normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. All good so far. Well, actually, if you've watched me do Sudoku enough, kind of. We have killer cages. So digits in cages must sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage. Normally pretty okay with those. Then we've got little killer, which is basically the digits along the diagonals pointed to must sum to the number that is pointed to, basically. So those will sum to 29. Those will sum to 61. Digits can repeat along those diagonals if allowed by other rules. Yay. And that's where things get messy, because if they couldn't, this would be a non-repeating set of digits 1 to 9, which would sum to 45, not 62, and everything would be broken. So, yeah, math. I'm terrible at it. Let's watch that together, shall we? I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer, and let's try and do a good job for missing a few cards. I can see this! 3 can only be 1 and 2. Yay! I can do math. The rest of this is going to be a little bit challenging. 19 is actually a little bit restricted, I think, because... actually, not really, because the minimum there is 1, 2. So that would be 3. The minimum here is a 1. The minimum here is 2 and 3. So 5, 8, 10. The minimum in those, actually, that's not too bad. Can't put a 3 in that cage. Can't put a 6 in this cage. So this is 2, 9, or 4, 7. Okay, what about this 29? Those have to sum to 20, but that's not that restrictive either. Okay, I am completely stumped. 62. 789 and 789 is 48, because I know 789 is 24. Hang on. 789... Hang on, we've got a problem here, don't we? Because if those were all 789, what's left... That's 48. I need another 14. I need another 14. But I need that on both diagonals. So how do I get 14 on both diagonals? I could share that, but 14 in 3 is actually doable with quite low digits. Okay, is it these? Because I can look at this. This is 62. And this is 61. So the maximum I can put in those is... So what I'm aiming for here is 133. But the maximum, because that's 62 plus 61. But the maximum I can put in there is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is 35. The maximum I can put in here is 35, and the maximum I can put in here is 35. So 35 plus 35 plus 35 is 105. Wait, what? Is that right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is 35, yes. So I've got 105. I'm aiming for 123. 123. These are so 123 minus 105 is 18. Those two cells need to get me to 18. Those are both 9s. That is interesting. That 2 makes this a 1 and this a 2. And these have to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the way I should mark that is these are 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no 2 in those. These 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a 2, 3 looking up there. Actually, there's a 1, 2, 3. That's a 4. There's no 4 in those. There's no 1 or 3 there. There's no 2 there. There's no 2 there. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no 1 in either of those. There's no 2 in any of those. So this is a 2. So that's got me those green cells. So if I select green, I can turn them off. Now, this being a 1 or a 3 means this is, well, this can't be a 3 because this would have to be a 4. So this is 1 and 6. This is 3. I'm getting places. This is 1, 3, or 4. So this can't be a 1 because this would be a 6. So this is not the 1. This is a 3, 4. One is in one of those two by Sudoku, and that 2 is, wow, okay. Once you've found that trick, this is flowing better now. Well, it's flowing. I'm making some progress. I'm 5 minutes into the puzzle, and I've found a fair bit. In fact, I've got the contents of most of the cages. But these have been pushed right down. Those have a maximum of 7. So this can get me to 48. So what is it? These need to sum to 14, but these have a maximum of 7. So this is 7, 8, 9. In fact, 9 is in one of those two by Sudoku. This 29. No, because I could go 999, I think. Which would be 27. Well, I can't put 9 there. So the maximum I could do is 998, which is 26. And that would be a 3, and that would get me there. So I've only got 1 degree of freedom. So these are 7, 8, or 9. Because I could do 997 with 4. And that's not a 9. This is very, very strange. Now, I've already got 12 on this. So this needs to sum to 17. So it's 8, 9. This has to be 8 and 9. 17, 20, 29. This has to be the 8 and the 9. And this 9 tells me that this is the 8 and this is the 9. 6 is in one of those two by Sudoku now. 4 is in one of those 3, but that feels a lot less powerful. 3 is in one of those two. This is getting up there. I really want to use a calculator because that's 27, 33. It's at least 40. Yeah, it's... But I know what these are. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 7, and 8. There's no 8 there. So this can't be 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 or 7 there. Because it sees 6, 8, and 9. There's probably more with this math. Like this has been pushed up. So these sum to 17. The minimum here is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, okay. 11. 1 is in one of those. So what's been done? This 3 clue is done. I'm going to use a different color. This 3 clue is done. This 29 clue is done. The 61 isn't, the 19 isn't, the 62 isn't, the 29 isn't. Okay, so I've made almost no progress. I don't know nothing. 5. Oh, where is 1 in this row? Can't put 1 in this box, and 1 isn't in any of those cells. That's the 1. So this is not the 1. This is not a 1. Okay. Something. Something is better than nothing. I can't put 1 on this line, can I? I can just do that by Sudoku. 1 is in one of those. There you go. Don't need to worry about the math on that one. So these are 5, 7, and 8, which is 20. So these have to sum to 42. 42. So if I put 24, well, and this has a maximum of 6, 8, 9, which is 23, which means it still leaves me with freedom. I've still got 19 to play with. I don't know how this works. So this diagonal's now got a 1 on it. So these have to sum. So the maximum here is 14. So what were these again? 24 and 24. Hang on, the maximum here is 14. So what was it? It was 24, 48. I need 14. So these are 7, 8, 9. These are 7, 8, 9. They absolutely have to be, because that gets me to 48. I now need 14 more, which is absolutely the maximum I can put into those. That becomes the 3. That becomes the 2. That becomes the 4. There's no 3 there because it has to be 7, 8, 9. That makes this 4. There's no 4 in here. This is a 1, 3 pair. This 7, 8, 9, that's not a 9. That's not a 9. This is a 9. This is a 7, 8 pair. This is 7, 8, 9. There's no 9 in either of those. That becomes a 9. This is a 7, 8 pair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's no 4 there. There is a 4 in there. Unhelpful. Oh, this 3 makes this the 1 and this the 3, which isn't helping me much on this 19. At least, if it is, I'm not seeing it. It's probably there. It's almost certainly there. 6 is in one of those two. Now this is a 4. So these have to sum to 25. 25. It's not 7, 8, 9. It's 9, 9, 7. Or is there any other way of doing it? Is there any other way of doing it? If I include an 8, I need to get to 17. It could be 8, 8, 9. It could be 8, 8, 9. 8, 8, 9, and 4. 8, 8 is 16. 9 and 4 is 30. Yeah, 8, 8, 9 could get me there. So it's 9, 9, 7 or 8, 8, 9. I am bad at math. There's a 9 in one of those two. If there's a 9 there, I can't put a 9 on this at all because that sees both of those and that's the only 9. They're the only 9 spots on this diagonal and I must have one because it's 9, 9, 7 or 8, 8, 9. So if I put a 9 there, and because of these 9s, I can't put a 9 there, and because of that one, I can't put it there. And if I put a 9 there, there's no 9 on this diagonal and the diagonal is broken. That's not the 9. This is a 9. There you go. Now, there must be a 9 in one of those two, and there must be a 9 there. This is now 18, 22. In order to get to 29, that is a 7. Math. Why do we love it? 29 is now done. What's to bet I've got it wrong? What's to bet I've got the maths wrong? So the 62 is done. There's no easy way to mark that, so I'm just going to do that. That 62 is done. This 19 is not. Where am I at? This is 7, 8. So I need 11 in those. 11 in 3 is ridiculously simple to do, though. This is a minimum of 4. This is a minimum of 2. And that's, yeah, there's freedom there. Hang on. Yeah, I need 11 and I've got a minimum of 8. There's freedom. These are 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's not it. Is it this 61 now or this 62? Because as I said, I know that's 20. This is a quadruple now. 2. No, it's not 2. It's 5, 6, 7, 8. There's no 6 in those. This is a quadruple. 5, 6, 7, 8. There's no 6 or 7 there. Can I do this in my head is the question. I think the answer is probably no. So I've got 29. So these cells here, green, needs to sum to 33. Is that right? 62, 42, 33. They need to sum to 33. What are the minimums here? 5, 6, 7 would be 18. And 5, 7 would be 12. So what was this? This was 18 and 12 is 30. So I've got 3 degrees of freedom. So I've got the room. Which means that I've almost certainly got the room here because these, so this line, these cells, which we'll call blue, This is 4 times 9 is 36, 42. So these cells sum to 19. But the minimum is 16. So I've got 3 degrees of freedom, which means it all's just working out. Just. So there's Sudoku I've missed somewhere, probably. 4 is in one of those two. 3 is in one of those two, which makes that a 3. Which means this has now had its minimum pushed up. This now can no longer be 2, 3. This has a minimum of 2, 4. Because I couldn't put 3 in either of those. So this is now... What did yellow have to sum to? This is 7, 8. So these have to sum to 11. But this is a minimum of... There's still freedom there. Where's 2 in this column? Well, this is a 2 by Sudoku. Because 2, 2, and the 3 in there forced it. So this is now 2. So this is 3, 4, 8, 10. These have to sum to 9. Which means they can't be the same because they're summing to an odd digit. They can be 1, 8, 2, 7. They can't be 3, 6. So they can be 1, 1, 8. They can be 2, 7. They can be 3, 6. Or they can be 4, 5. They're the only options. That can't be 6, so that can't be 3. This is breaking my brain. So where's 5 in here? It's in one of those. So what's this triple? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So 8's in one of those two. And there must be a 4 in one of those by the row. So there's no 4 there, so there's no 5 there. This is a 1 or a 2. But there's a 2 in one of those two by Sudoku. I am missing Sudoku everywhere. Where's 3 in this row? 3 can't go there. It's not in any of those digits. It can't go there because of that 3, and that can't be 3 because of that. That is the 3. So this is 5, 7, or 8. So this is 7 or 8. Four in this row is in one of those two. Eight is in one of those two. That's not 8. There's something about these little killer clues that I'm obviously not understanding. So these are 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's no 7. It's 5, 6, 8. 1 is in one of those two. 3 is there. 4 is now in one of those two, which means that's not a 4. So that's a 4. There's no 7 over here. 7 is in one of those two. So 6 and 7 are on this line. This is 5, 6, or 8. So 7 and 6 are on this line. So there's math I can do there. Because that's 13. 33, 42. I need to get 20 out of those and either 5 or 8. So I could do 7, 8, 5. And if this is 8, these would have to sum to 12. Which would be 7 and 5. So if this is 5, this is 7 and 8. And if this is 8, there must be a 7 on here. Hang on, is that right? Is that right? 13, using the 6 and 7 that must be on here. 33 and 9 is 42. These two plus one of these, either the 5 or the 8, gets to 20. If it's 5, these are 15, and they are 7, 8. If it's the 8, these are 12, and the only way to do 12 is 7, 5. So there must be a 7 in one of these two. That is a 7, which takes 7 out of those, which makes them a 4, 5 pair. This is a 7, 8, which means this is 4, 5, 6. There's no 4 there, which I had ages ago. That would have actually been useful. This is a 5 or a 7. 7 is in one of those two, because this is 5, 6, 7. And now, if this is a 5, there's an 8 here. If this is an 8, there's a 5 here. So those are the same digit. What? Sorry, I am confused. This is definitely a puzzle that was made for Missing, who is much better at math than I am. So I took 7 out of these. So does that put pressure on these? Because there must be a 6 in one of these. So we've got 15, 24, 30, 39, 48. I need 13 from those two. So yeah, these are different, because I'd already said that that was the same as this. So that's not any new information. So it's Sudoku somewhere. Like I should keep chasing the 3s, shouldn't I? 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. I've now done the 3s. Okay. What about 2s? 2 is in one of those two. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, 4s. 4, 4. No, that can't be a 4 anymore. That's a 4. So this is 5 or 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5 or 8. Four, 4, 4, 4, 4. Not sure. So 4s are in those. 5s? The thing is, when I get up to the high digits, this is where I've got some freedom. And the only things I've not done are this 19, where these sum to 9. And these, which will resolve themselves. Sorry about that. Never had that happen before. I know what that alarm was set for, though. It was set for a weekly alarm for something for last weekend. So how do I resolve this? Because these are going to resolve each other. Nine, 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 nine. I've done all the 9s. Sudoku on 8s. No, that doesn't look like it. So this is 578, which has given me a 578 triple. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, 2 and 6. So what's that done? That 6 has made that 2 and that 6, which has made this 1. This is not the 1. This is 1. But more importantly, these had to sum up to 9. And I'm going to reconfirm that because 3, 7, 8, 10, 11. This needs to be an 8. This is a 7. And that 8 hopefully is going to do some stuff. Because that's not an 8 anymore. That's a 7. Which means that's not a 7. This is the 7. This 6 means this is the 6. And this is not the 6. This is a 5-8 pair. This is a 5-8 pair. And I think this is now done as long as those are different. So I'm going to uncolor absolutely everything because I've got 27, 36, 42, 49. I need 13. These have to be different. So that's 158. That's the different 58. This is yellow. There's no 7 here, so that is green. There's no 7 here. That is yellow. This is green. This 5-8 makes this 6, which means this is not the 6. This is the 6. This is green. The 5-8 pair here means this is 7 and this is 6 and this is 5, which means this is 6 and this is 5. There is no 5 here. There's no 6 here. This is the 8. This is the 7. This is the 8. There's no 8 here. This is the 8. So yellow is 8. Green is 5. And I can get rid of all the coloring. Wow, that is cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not a 5, so this is a 7-8 pair. But this 5 is making that 7 and that 5. The 7 looks across making that 8 and that 7, which looks across making this 8. This 5 looks up making this 4 and this 5. In here, I need to put in a 2 and a 4. And that, happy birthday, missing a few cards. That was tricky. Tricky. Wow. Okay. Yep, that's the sort of math that BremSter is not great at. But hopefully, I was able to explain how that one worked. I don't know. I feel I got there in the end. Thank you very much for submitting that one. And I hope missing a few cards does have a really cool birthday. Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. Wish missing a few cards. Man, that's easy to stumble over. A happy birthday in the comments if you want to. I can't force you. And as always, good luck with your solving.